Hello everybody, in this video we'll be talking about the severe weather we can see today, all originating from the remnant low of what was formerly Tropical Storm Claudette. Well, before we get into this video, I'd like to wish everyone a happy second day of summer. Yes, yesterday was the first day of summer, also known as the summer solstice of 2021, and the summer solstice actually occurs in June every year, because this is when the sun is furthest north in the sky for the northern hemisphere. The solstice date shifts between June 20th, 21st, and the 22nd. This year, the first solstice of the year actually occurred on June 20th, just yesterday at 3:32 in the morning. Astronomically speaking, 2 equinoxes and 2 solstices a year mark the changing of seasons. Therefore, in the northern hemisphere, summer began yesterday. But now I'm actually going to change the topic to the severe weather that we are facing today, tonight, and tomorrow on Tuesday. So let's first move down to where we're currently seeing this severe weather outbreak, which is around Tennessee and Kentucky. Actually, before we talk about this tropical system, I'd like to go back and summarize the aftermath and the havoc that it has caused across coastal Alabama. Not just coastal though, even upstate Alabama, even across Mississippi, even in portions of Florida as well. But it actually made landfall in coastal Alabama. So flooded vehicles, down trees, and blocked roads due to mudslides was really a common sight across the region. Overall, Tropical Storm Claudette left a deadly trail of destruction over the weekend and ended up killing 13 people in Alabama alone. A number of these deaths was actually due to a road accident that was caused by hydroplaning on the wet roads. This is the reason why it's not safe to travel in conditions such as these. There is poor visibility, high winds, which is also a threat for high-profile vehicles, and of course wet or flooded roads. All of these risks are associated with the tropical systems such as this. That if it is essential that you actually travel, such as an emergency, it's actually pivotal that you slow down and be extra cautious. Claudette is notorious for its flooding across Alabama and Florida and the supercells, along with the tornadoes that actually spawn across portions of the Midwest and Ohio Valley. The severe activity is not over yet though. This actually leads me back to what I was saying, which is what we're facing right now across Tennessee and Kentucky. The primary forecast concern in the short term will actually be the potential for showers and thunderstorms today and tonight, and really any severe weather potential. So what we're going to be seeing here is a strong cold front that is actually active right now and is still forecast to move through the region later today and tonight. This actually has a good supply of low-level moisture and really unstable air that will take place across Kentucky here, as you can see here just from the dew points. We can also expect widespread showers and thunderstorms to fire up. If you actually look at the timing here, on the HRI model here, we'd actually see that we can expect these widespread showers and thunderstorms to fire up and affect this area really over the afternoon hours, which is why we're just seeing it begin to fire up right now. And we can actually expect these widespread showers and storms to fire up and affect the area really this afternoon, this evening, and part of tonight actually, so maybe even an overnight system we're going to be seeing here. But it's actually why we're seeing some of these storms actually fire up right now in the area. You can see right here. This is actually going to be as the cold front moves through. You see this drop in temperatures here as we fast forward a little bit. You can see that this cold front's going to move through and bring much cooler temperatures. So keep in mind that there is actually still a slight chance of severe weather later today and early into this evening. So even with the stronger trigger of loads of instability and moisture, there is actually one limiting factor for more widespread severe weather that still remains that I've actually taken notice of here, which is these very strong winds aloft. I mean, they are roaring here at around nearly 100 knots. In portions of the Great Lakes region, which will really just be sweeping down here during this afternoon. So you just fast forward here. So this being said, the atmosphere will certainly be supportive for thunderstorm activity this afternoon and this evening. Now, a few of these storms could also produce hail and strong winds, as well as frequent cloud-to-ground lightning as well. And even heavy rainfall could also lead to localized flooding. Would not surprise me at all. We also continue to monitor this severe weather potential throughout the morning hours. So as we fast forward here into the morning hours, we can see it's still lingering around here, especially in eastern Tennessee and eastern Kentucky. We're also going to see a lot of action in the northeast later tonight. I'll get to that in just a second. So as we can see here, this is the most accurate. This is a very accurate reflectivity radar that actually depicts the weather through the overnight hours and this afternoon, of course. So we are actually seeing showers and storms to continue overnight. For right now, we're actually only focusing on Kentucky and Tennessee, even in the Ohio Valley here. So let's focus on that region for right now. I'll get into the northeast and New England area in just a minute here. So what we're seeing here are just showers and storms that will continue overnight, with mainly showers ongoing early Tuesday morning, as you see here. The rain will continue on Tuesday across the area, but will gradually taper off from west to east throughout the day, as the tropical systems are sometimes where they just linger around for a while, really days at a time, so they gradually move out of the area. This should be out of eastern Kentucky by, I'd say, early Tuesday morning, as far as the timing here. Now we're getting closer to the surface here with these winds. The radar is actually predicting here that winds will bring strong to gust. We'll actually have strong to gusty winds early Tuesday, early today, into this afternoon, which is what we're seeing right now. Actually, these very strong winds here. Now we're actually at the surface here, around 10 meters above the surface, actually, to be exact. We're actually seeing strong gusty winds right now that'll continue to be present here until as we move further into this afternoon, into the overnight hours. We actually are seeing a southwesterly flow here of around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And gusts up to 25 miles per hour expected at times. Temperatures will also be extremely warm again today as the southerly to southwesterly flow continues to dominate the area. We're even feeling the effects of it here in Jersey. We're seeing a lot warmer temperatures as we have the southwesterly flow. This also brings a lot of convection and instability to our area, only upping the chance for thunderstorms as well. As you can see here, for this area overall, we're actually under a slight risk. I'll actually go to the 4 panel right now so I could highlight the greatest risk that we're going to be seeing today. So what really prompts this slight risk is right here is the wind outlook. As I just mentioned, we have very high winds, possibly up to 20 to 30 miles per hour at times with these gusts. Sustained winds really anywhere from 15 to 20, I'd say. So very high winds in the area, especially when we get some of these thunderstorms coming through that have a lot of updraft and really just be pushing through the area along with this front. When we get a cold front moving through, we get very high winds. So it wouldn't even surprise me if we get wind gusts up to possibly 40 miles per hour here. Again, the hail outlook isn't too great. We do have a lot of strong vorticity max up here in the northeast, but not so much here in this area, so the hail risk isn't too great. The tornado outlook, it is still technically present here, especially in east central Kentucky, at around a risk of 2%, so it's not very high at all, but we could possibly still get a tornado warning or two, some rotation in the clouds, possibly. I know just a couple days ago we actually found a mesocyclone that was spotted here around Iowa, because again, this tropical system is still technically a tropical system and has a lot of spin-off, really, still has some outer bands affecting portions of the Midwest here. We even found a mothership spotted in portions of I think we've actually been to Iowa as well. Found a mothership, which is a type of supercell that it almost has like circular shape. They're gonna say the lowest risk here is the tornadoes, and the highest risk is the high winds we're expected to see, the strong and gusty wind. So overall, it leads us to a slight risk in this area. But now we're about to move north. Again, it also kind of includes the Ohio Valley as well. Again, we have tornado risk. It's a little greater here as we move into the northeast, but as far as this area, still around 2%. High winds all expected throughout this area, so not just Tennessee and Kentucky, also into the Ohio Valley. So we're seeing much of the same here, much of the same pattern as this front moves through and extends all the way down here into the Tennessee region. But as we actually move more northeast, this is where we're going to see the severe weather get even worse, which is actually why we have a enhanced risk for this area. I'll get to that in just a second. So what we've seen in my area so far in New Jersey, as expected, we actually have skies that have cleared for a while. I believe we're actually seeing more cloud coverage right now, but we actually had a mix of sun and clouds that were present. Abundant sunshine across the area, for actually the majority of the area. This actually enhances the instability heading into this afternoon. Let's check for sounding here. Let's see that the area is currently capped right now, which is actually currently preventing any kind of convective development here, but it's actually expected to break later this afternoon, allowing for more explosive convective development. Still expecting some isolated to scattered cells to develop ahead of the main line of storms after 1 p.m. or so. So the main line of storms is still expected to move through the area from west to east. I'll show you right now in the models here. It's actually moving to this. So earlier this afternoon, we're still going to see them. We're going to see them spike up here around the Ohio Valley, even into the Midwest here, like I said, around Tennessee and Kentucky. But as we move a little later into more this evening, especially the overnight hours, we're going to see a lot of this development here, right about here. See some of the red even showing up here around southeastern Pennsylvania. This is when we're going to see a lot of this gather here. So like I said, we're going to see this line of thunderstorms. I'd say 30 to 40 miles per hour winds are expected, especially on the southern end. According to this model guidance, I'd say the timing for scattered severe thunderstorms this afternoon was adjusted later by roughly an hour. I'd say expectations still remain the same, though, that it'll be a very busy and active day. Now, the previous models actually anticipated a severe weather event this afternoon is what we're still seeing now through the early evening hours. Still much of the same, but like I said, we were just off by an hour. But scattered thunderstorms containing damaging winds, that's still present, as well as large hail and locally heavy rainfall is also expected to occur. Even an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. I'll actually go back to the risks right now. Like I said, large hail here. That's what we're looking at for. Actually, I'd say around the New York area and really into the New England region, around New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire, even portions of Maine. That's where we're going to see most of this heavy hail. But the winds are going to be it's going to be downright destructive for this area in the Northeast. Like I said, we possibly get up to gusts from 40 to 50 miles per hour, actually, depending on the storm that actually moves through. They're actually expected to be more scattered throughout the area as the front moves through, but we may actually get a good squall line. As you can see here, produce very strong winds. We're actually in the red here. It's around 30%. on the risk scale here. So very high winds for that area. Much time this out now when the storms are supposed to arrive. It's actually around 500 millibars of height, which we're actually looking at the vorticity here. Despite it being nighttime, plenty of instability still exists, especially aloft by weak short waves that are really popping small clusters of nocturnal convection. This actually increases warm air eviction aloft, as you can see here. It'll actually produce thermal capping to actually push these cells, meaning north of the area by mid-morning. This is what the bulk shear. This is the bulk shear we're looking at right now. We're seeing anywhere from, actually may even be expected here to reach possibly up to 40 knots, plenty high enough to support organized severe convection, given the degree of this instability. I'll show you guys the surface-based cape that we're looking at right now, which these models have actually converged to be at least likely. Really anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 joules per kilogram here in this region. But as I fast forward here and time moves on, you actually see that the foisting provided by the front will actually congeal convection into a more linear mode with damaging winds. This will actually become the primary threat around late afternoon at early evening hours. So it's really going to start off as scattered thunderstorms, but then the foist will actually become more stronger as the front actually progresses and extends to more areas. This will actually make the storms more isolated in this case. But like I said, it's still going to be around late afternoon to the early evening hours. But as you can see here, after the storms actually exit in the evening, keep in mind we're actually only talking about the northeast here, not the Ohio Valley. But as you see on the temperature anomaly here, after storms exit in the evening, northwesterly winds will actually advect much cooler air. However, there's also going to be an entrance. This will also be the entrance region of that will actually provide forced ascent aloft with additional waves of showers. I'd say late tonight into Tuesday morning. That being said, those rains will be considerably lighter and should not cause too much issues. Temperatures will also drop a little bit, anywhere from 50 to 60 degrees by dawn Tuesday. But like I said, lingering showers will end west to east on Tuesday here. But these persistent clouds and chilly northwesterly winds that flow. Temperatures will not be a whole lot from the morning readings, with highs mostly in the 60s. Some late tea, some may creep up from the west though. That's all we're really going to be seeing here. But overall, as far as the severe system today, like we saw here, we have very high instability here, especially very high surface-based cape values. Favorable cape values, surface-based cape, anywhere from 2,000 to really 3,000 joules per kilogram, as well as good shear developing. It's actually looking like we're going to have an active day of severe weather. So anyway guys, there you have it. That's what we're looking at today as far as severe weather. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to be weather aware. Just try to stay updated on this developing system here. Like I said, the main risk will really be those high winds. So we're just trying to keep any valuables inside for now. Anything that you don't want getting blown away really, because we're going to have very strong winds later this evening. So I guess that's it guys for this update. I'll see you guys in the next one.